Hi, I'm Jessie Rogers, and joining me live today from GSummit 2013 in San Francisco is Kevin Shane, the director of GSummit and Gamification Co. Welcome, Kevin.
Thanks,
Great
Jessie.
to see you.
Welcome here. Thank you for coming. This is
Absolutely,
awesome. Yeah.
always a pleasure.
Yeah, it's nice to have you back.
Thank you. So we're in year 3 here in San Francisco for GSummit.
Right, and 4th GSummit. This is number 4.
Right.
So, yeah.
So talk a little bit about how the show has grown and evolved in 3 short years.
Oh God, you can't compare it to the way the first one went. The first one, as you remember, was in San Francisco at Mission Bay. It was tiny. We did have like 350 or so people at that event, but it was just small and no food trucks. And just the community was still young, and there wasn't really a community. I can't say there was actually a community, but it was just new topic, Gamification 101. And the next year, New York, which was like Gamification 101.5, not like the radio station. And then last year was when I think we really took it up a notch. We were here at the same venue, the concourse, and it was just, the community started growing, the interest started growing, the types of people that were coming, they knew about gamification. They weren't 101 anymore. Some of them, I guess, were still a little new to the topic, but most of them were a little mature in terms of where they were in the topic. So this year we're about the same size as last year. I'd say there's going to be about 600 people here, and we have more food trucks outside, which everyone's been enjoying. And I'd say that we're gamification 2.5 right now, if you wanted to go like a little crazy like that. Next year we're going to be gamification 3.0.
Excellent.
And
well,
yeah.
How about in terms of some of the folks that are coming, the types of companies that are discovering gamification and engagement?
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that.
We put together an attending companies list to promote, just to help promote. And the companies that were on there were Coca-Cola, Walmart, SAP, Oracle, Salesforce, Fidelity, Vanguard. We're getting a mix of so many different companies now.
Right.
So many Fortune 50 brands that are attending. Senior level people, I'd say more than half of the attendees are senior level.
That's amazing.
Which is, I mean, we're attracting people that our sponsors want here, let's just put it that way. And they're the ones that are making decisions. They're coming here to learn about gamification, learn more about it, and learn how they can implement that into whatever they're working on. Project, campaign, just operations, whatever it be, on the marketing or on the employee motivation side.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great segue into the sponsors.
Right.
Tons more sponsors. Every year it grows, but you have a very loyal set of sponsors that have been with the event since the beginning.
We do. We have 3 of them that have been here all 4 years, or all 4 G-Summits, I should say. Badgeville, Bunchball, and Big Door have been here, everyone. They're obviously the leaders in this space. Everyone knows who they are in the gamification space, and they've been great supporters for us. Synergy came on, this is their 3rd G-Summit, and they've gone from, I believe they started a gold to last year to a platinum, and they matched it up again this year with a platinum, so they've been a great supporter. They have exciting news that they've announced over the past year with partnerships with Verizon Wireless, which I'm proud to say they met Verizon Wireless at G-Summit, New York, a year and a half ago. Yeah, always love that. And then this year, we also have Red Critter, who's a returning, they're an alumni sponsor, and Dopamine, of course. Same, they're back again. And this year we have 2 new players, Customer Advocacy and PwC. And the excitement about PwC is that they're not a gamification provider. They are a consulting agency, one of the biggest in the world, right? A
big new area of expansion for engagement.
Something that we didn't see was going to happen. About a year and a half ago, when Salesforce and Oracle and IBM and SAP started entering the space, we didn't really see that happening. We didn't see that coming. And then when we saw Accenture, Deloitte, McKinsey, and PwC starting to show interest in this space, that was what was the big surprise. Now we see PwC sponsoring. It's just kind of opening up the doors at this point. And we're hoping to bring in some more big names next year, which will, it makes this event more than a gamification event. It makes it a big conference, a real conference where people are really starting to put money.
Well, and it shows how gamification and engagement is proliferating across industries, across company sizes.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And yeah, definitely across industries. When you look at our attendee list, when we're talking about transportation companies, loyalty companies, travel, to finance to retail, all over the board to enterprise. Yeah, we're hitting almost every industry at this point.
Great.
Nonprofit too. Can't leave them out.
Absolutely,
And education.
a really big sector.
Absolutely.
So how about the awards?
Right.
Second year with the awards.
Second year with the awards, and next year is going to be even better because we're starting to figure it out. But it's been fun giving out these awards because we get to do a little crowdsourcing in the beginning to really get a feel for who's at least got a great reach in terms of their marketing.
Right.
And we're really giving it to who we believe, as our judging panel believes, is the rightful winner, if we want to say, who's really making an impact.
Who's driving change.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So we have some fun announcements to make tomorrow night at the G Awards ceremony, which should be good. Yeah, yeah. Can't give any tips yet, but
no, I wouldn't expect any secrets. No spoilers.
yeah, not yet.
So Kevin, big future ahead, very bright, lots of growth. What is in store for us in the future for GSummit and for the industry?
Sure. So we're hoping GSummit New York in the fall. It's not announced yet, but we are looking at doing that. 2014 is going to be a little bit of a game changer for us as for the industry, because we are looking to expand into the overall idea of engagement. Gamification is so niche. Even though it's the best term to use when you're talking about engagement and game mechanics and covering loyalty as well, but really it's still a very niche market, right? Not everyone knows the term yet, but everyone knows the term engagement or loyalty, and these are areas that we definitely want to start figuring out how we can invite them into our community.
And gamification as a term, of course, is limited somewhat in terms of people's perception of what that means.
Sure, and that's changing though, because we look at companies, finance companies, for example, right? Great example. 2 years ago, not so much into the idea of the term gamification, but now, look at who's coming to our event. Fidelity's here, Vanguard's here, American Express is here. I mean, these companies are starting to adopt and accept the fact that, okay, this term, as much as it sounds like gamey and fun and playful, it actually means something real. It means engagement. It's a new form of engaging and not being so boring and old school. It's really the next step in loyalty, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You touched on the nonprofit sector a moment ago, so.
Yeah, it's an area of my personal interest.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be talking a little bit about tomorrow. I actually did a little quick video. We did a video introduction for all of our team, and it's just introducing each of us, like myself, Ivan, Gary, Tavi, and talking about our favorite example of gamification and social good.
Excellent.
So we just do a quick 30 to 60 second spurt on it, but I can give away what I'm going to be talking about because it's not.
I'd love to
it's
hear
not
it.
a secret. It's about our Play for a Cause, which is something that Gabe and I have put together over the past year and a half. And it's a gamified brainstorming session. We basically invite a nonprofit into one of our events, like GSummit or GSummit X, which is one of our meetups. And we have them pitch a challenge. And during the event, during Play for a Cause, we have the audience, whether it's 20 people or 75, like it'll be later today, they're working on they're playing a game to try to figure out some results or solutions, potential solutions to that challenge. And it's a fun game. The idea is more or less, there's two takeaways, right? The nonprofit is taking away some great ideas, dozens, if not today, that might be like over 100 ideas that they could hopefully implement if they have the resources to, which is something we can talk about later. But the other is that every attendee who's coming from company A to Z is learning how to innovate using games. So it's a learning experience as well as something that's engaging, and it's a way to give back too for all these attendees.
Absolutely,
So
feel-good learning.
It is, it's very feel-good learning.
Great. Well, there's a scavenger hunt at GSummit this year.
There is, yeah.
What was the impetus for that?
So last year we met this company called City Hunt that runs scavenger hunts mostly for corporations, so they're more or less smaller groups. And they approached us last year, and we're very interested in doing something. It was a little late to the game to bring something in, but we decided to partner up with them this year, and they're running a scavenger hunt tonight at 6 p.m. I don't know if is this going to be live for people to view?
No,
but it's more or less for the GSummit attendees anyway. But I'd say like 50 to 60 people will probably go. and they're going to do a little scavenger hunt throughout San Francisco.
Great.
A few blocks radius.
Good way to get to know the city.
It is. It's also an icebreaker because tomorrow is the real day when we're going to have 500 plus people here.
Right.
It's a way for them to do like what I call like preseason. When you go, you get to meet a few people before. Tomorrow is now much more comfortable for you to come into, just like workshop day. It's similar because these people are going to know each other tomorrow and
start forging relationships early on.
Yeah, and then all the new people come in and they're like, wow, I wish I was there yesterday, but yeah.
Excellent. Well, Kevin, it's always a pleasure talking to you. It's always a great pleasure to be part of the event. Thank you so much for taking time out on a really busy day here at GSummit.
It's fun, and thank you again for coming today and tomorrow and the next day. It's awesome. We
Absolutely.
love having you here,
Wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Awesome.
So signing off here with Kevin Shane, Director of GSummit 2013 in San Francisco. Thanks for tuning in.